Welcome back, everyone. I'm back from my break. I needed a bit after all of the content and day zeros and reveals and box openings. I needed to go back up on my mountain and take a nap. So we are back because UVS Games just announced yesterday, at time of recording, some awesome details about the national tournament circuit. So we're going to start with what we know from the participation level here. And this is for all 2024 U.S. Universus nationals, both are all OCE, UK, or EU, I suppose, and NA, North America. So for participation, you get a pin. So now we get a little pin for nationals. We'll also get a nationals variant playmat and card. So as we can see here, we get this silver. I just realized you can't see my mouse on screen. But we get the silver playmat for Nationals 2024. We get the Pushing the Limit Participation variant of this card. This is the one that flips after you sacrifice one or more foundations, you get to draw a card. So that's pretty cool. I kind of dig this art that they have here of Aaron looking at himself over this thing. It's got this very, like, you can do this, or what are you doing? Just, I imagine a lot of people in their hotel rooms looking at themselves, trying to psych themselves up in the mirror before they walk out to nationals. So I think this is kind of a fitting image of just, you got this, you can do this. And to the right of the card, you can see we get the nationals pin. So that's kind of neat. I'm a little sad that the nationals pin doesn't actually say 2024, so you can't get like 2024, 2025, and all of that stuff. Maybe they will, because you see on the mat says 2024. So maybe on the pin, it'll actually say 2024 as well. Maybe these aren't the final images, but that'd be kind of cool, because then you can collect and show off how many nationals you've been to, as opposed to just nationals. So that's what you get for participation. Now we have top cuts, finalists, and champion levels. Make your way to the top cuts of 2024 to not only get exclusive, event-exclusive cards and playmats, but top 8 will receive invitations and travel vouchers for the World Championship. Now, this was one of the most requested bits of information for a long time as to whether or not UVS Games was going to pay travel for people who qualified for Worlds. Obviously, they doubled Worlds from 32 players to 64 this year, and that's a lot of money for a lot of players, especially people coming in from overseas. So what they've opted to do is kind of like the Pokemon, what the Pokemon players get for like VGC and TCG, is the better you do, if you make like the top 8 or whatever, you get travel vouchers. So that's pretty cool. So let's see. We have our top 16 card, Pushing the Limit variant. We have Finalist, which is second place, I believe, where you'll get a high-speed dodge variant. And this is the new ultra-rare action that can cancel blitzes, so that's pretty cool. And then for the champion, you get Teaming with the Attack Titan, which is another ultra from the new set. Although these all have the Set 1 Attack on Titan watermarks, as opposed to the Origins of Power watermark. Which is a choice, but I suppose since they released in the same year, they would rotate at the same time, so it doesn't matter that much. It's just kind of odd. But these images are really cool. I like how it's half black and white, half color. I think it really pops that way, and that's a really good design pick. And you can see we also get a top 8 mat, which you'll probably get one for like top 16, top 8, so on and so forth. So for top 32, you get the Pushing the Limits top 32 variant. So instead of top 16 on this Pushing the Limits, it'll say top 32. If you make top 16, obviously you get the top 16 variant. For 8th place and up, for top 8, you get the top 8 high-speed dodge variant. So top 8 will also get this finalist card here. It'll say top 8. You'll get a National Prize playmat, shown here, that says top 8. You get an invitation to Worlds. It says 2024 Worlds, but it's going to be in February 2025. And you get $500 as a travel voucher. That can be used for plane tickets, I believe it could be used for hotel rooms. I'm not entirely sure. So basically, whatever's the most expensive of those two, you can put this $500 towards that. I don't know if it's strictly for travel or if you can do it for lodging as well, because that's kind of part of travel. I've never won a travel voucher for anything, so I can't really speak to that. So I guess if you make top 8, that's a question to ask UVS Games. For top 4, we get the high-speed dodge top 4 variant, a top 4 prize playmat, an invitation to Worlds, and $1,000 travel voucher. That pays for your whole trip. If you can use that for hotel and flights, you make top 4. You paid your way. Granted, depending on where you're coming from. Me, coming from Oklahoma to Orlando, I'm sure I could fit my entire travel into $1,000. I will sleep at the Motel 6 if need be, because I'm cheap. But that's a lot of money. And I know for our international competitors, that's kind of just the tip of the iceberg, because international travel is incredibly expensive. As someone who wants to travel internationally with my wife, that's a lot of money. So it could be a very good chip in that. You know, if you can make the top 4 at your region's nationals, to really help you get that extra step. So that's really, really cool. But making it to the final battle of nationals reaps impressive rewards, including unique cards for the top 2 and top 1 contestants. So for second place and first place, you get unique cards. For your finalist, which is the second place, you get the finalist version of High Speed Dodge. You get a finalist playmat for the national playmat, an invitation to Worlds, and $1,000 travel voucher. Now, the thing about these travel vouchers, I do not believe it says just for... Yeah, you'll get the invitation to Worlds, but it does not say that you have to use the travel voucher specifically for... Well, it says travel vouchers to the World Championship. So maybe you can only use it if you're going to nationals. Maybe they have a system where you can bank your travel vouchers if, say, something comes up and you're not able to go to nationals, like a family emergency or something. Maybe this can be, okay, I'm going to use this travel voucher to go to nationals next year. Well, there's no nationals next year, but maybe I can use it to pay my way to Worlds next year if I qualify. Or, hey, there's a regional I really want to go to, but I'm short on cash. Let me use my travel voucher. We don't really know too much at this stage if these... It does say travel vouchers to the World Championship, but it also says invitations and travel vouchers too. So I guess a way to write this where you could use your travel vouchers no matter what would be invitations to the World Championship as well as travel vouchers. But that could be something to ask UVS Games about. Maybe they'd be willing to work with you on that. I do not know. I'm not that well connected to UVS Games. But if you make the championship, if you are the national champion for your regional, or for your region, you get the Teaming with the Attack Titan champion variant, the Playmat champion variant, an invitation to 2024 Worlds, you get a trophy plaque, and $1,500 travel voucher. I would stay at the nicest hotel closest to the venue that I could. I would fly first class, business class if I could. I would travel like a champion. If I had $1,500 to squander on travel expenses, I absolutely would. That would be so cool. And as someone who wasn't planning on going to Worlds because, honestly, top 8ing nationals was going to be the only way I could afford to go to Worlds if they paid your way. So I was going to nationals just to goof off, see people that I haven't seen in a long time, have fun, come down from my mountain, as Chris Smith would say. But now that there's actual travel money on the line, do I really want to try this year at nationals after a whole year of not trying? I earned my invite to nationals. do I really want to push it, or do I want to stick with my game plan of having fun? Because I have a history of trying and failing, but having fun and succeeding. So I guess we'll figure that out. But that's not the only national news we have. Champion Plaque gets a trophy, obviously, but for the teams event, we got wrestling belts back again, boys and girls. So the champions of the teams events will walk away with teams championship belts. That is so cool. So get your team together, start grinding, and throw hands for these team belts. And from what I can tell, you get these belts, you take them home, you have a championship belt that you can hang on the wall, or just wear to an event and be like, look, I've got the belt, I've got the power. I still remember seeing Tim Keefe with his back-to-back World's Championship belts back when Jasco Games, which is now UVS Games, gave away wrestling belts for their World Championship, and seeing Tim wearing 2 championship belts, which was pretty hilarious. But yeah, this is really cool, and I know it's something a lot of people have been asking for again, so it's really great to see them try to bring this back. Although it almost looks kind of like a belt buckle that you can just like interchange, but maybe I'm just looking at this weird. I'm not entirely sure. But they're also doing their prize wall at Nationals. So a lot of fun, unique, and useful items. Useful in italics, which does weird things when I highlight it. The more you play, the more tickets you can rack up, and you can grab a new playmat or go big on a double-sized card or an uncut sheet. So, we have some options here. We can get, and I don't think these are all of the options. It says massive prize wall, so maybe these are just the first few things that they're telling us about. But we have an air symbol playmat, a chaos symbol playmat, a death symbol playmat, so I would not be surprised to see a playmat like these shown for each symbol in the game. I think that'd be really cool, and maybe this is just the teaser to show you what some of the options are. You can get a double-sized History's Greatest Monster, a Godzilla card that's double the size. That's crazy. You could also get a double-sized trinket for you Critical Role fans. That's the bear asset from the Critical Role Challenger series. You can get that as a double-sized variance. They have resource symbol pins for fire, life, and order with the new symbols. This is something Jasco Games did way back when I was still traveling back and forth to Tulsa teaching the game, where you had pin tournaments, which each tournament had its own special rule set for deck building, and the winner got a pin for one of the symbols. I think I still have all of mine, because that was back when it was me and like 2 other people, and I kind of just won all of them, but I think one. So that's pretty fun. It'd be really cool to collect these pins. You could put them on your backpack and stuff like that. That's really neat. I'm glad they're bringing those back. We have the Rose Whiplash retro reprint, which looks gorgeous. This is a really powerful card from the first Yu Yu Hakusho set, way back when you had reversals. So this is a really cool card you can get your hands on. I wonder how many tickets each of these things is going to be. You can get your speed and damage dice sets, which are these that came in the Clash Reunion sets. But we can also get uncut sheets of the Critical Role Challenger series and the Godzilla Challenger series. Uncut sheets. Those are huge collector's items. You can frame them. You can put them all up on the wall. I believe the hollows would still be hollow. I'm not entirely sure on that. So those are huge collector's items that can either be really good wall art, or you could sell them to people who maybe can't make it. I know I've got a local who's a huge Godzilla fan who would probably salivate over this uncut sheet or the double-sized History's Greatest Monster. And that's just what they're telling us now. Who knows what other goodies they're going to have on those prize walls. And again, it says the more you play, the more tickets you can rack up. So probably not only from the main event, but also side events can give you tickets. I'm not entirely sure if the main event gives you tickets, but I do know that if you sign up early, before December 14th, December 14th of 2024, I don't know why this says 2025, but if you sign up before December 14th, you get 4 extra tickets to Nationals. 2 Nationals. 4 extra tickets to Nationals. I don't know if this means, like, so if you have, like, 3 people you know who didn't qualify, or 4 people you didn't... This might need a little bit of explanation. So, the way I read it at first, when I first read the article, it was you get 4 extra tickets for the prize wall. But this says 4 extra tickets to Nationals. So does that mean if I have 3 people who haven't, 3 or 4 people who haven't qualified yet, I could sign up early and then bring them in and I can give them the 4 extra tickets on the ground? If anyone at UVS Games watches my stuff for some reason, could you please clarify in the comments below what this means, if it means tickets for the prize wall or free entry into Nats? Because that's a little confusing. So, yeah, and then it shows your dates here. OCE Nationals is going to be the 1st, January 10th and 12th, with EU to follow 17th to the 19th, and finally NA the 4th through the 26th. This is the one I'll be going to, because Grapevine Dexys is only a 3-hour drive. So I have no real reason not to go, other than to goof off, because I don't know if I'm going to be making it through a 400-plus person tournament. But I've got a lot of fun ideas that, as long as I can annoy people, maybe make it on stream and have a good showing, I'll consider that a win. I'm not going to try too hard this year. I really wanted to hit the ground hard this year and work on the tournament circuit. A lot of stuff came up that made it so I couldn't do that. So if I make it, I don't. If I make it, awesome. If I don't, I'm just going to go ahead and have a good time. But yeah, that is the Nationals announcement for all of this new information that they gave us yesterday. Are you guys going to Nats? Do you think you're going to do really well? What do you think about the structure for travel vouchers? Do you think that they're only going to be going to Worlds, or do you think maybe that you could bank these and maybe save up some travel vouchers to make a big trip overseas maybe? So maybe you win a $1,000 travel voucher or a $500 travel voucher, and then maybe at a regional, if they start giving out travel vouchers for like the top 4, top 8 at regionals, you get another 500 and you say, hey, I want to take this $1,000 travel voucher or worth of travel vouchers, and I want to go to the regional in the UK. You know, and you could put that towards that. I think that would be such a cool way to allow all the different regions to kind of intermingle. If you could bank these travel vouchers and say, hey, for a big trip, I want to go to, you know, if you're someone in the UK or the EU, I want to go to an NA regional, or I want to go to NA nationals. I want to go throw down on their turf and see what these huge tournaments that they brag about, because let's be honest, North America, we brag a whole lot. But I want to go see what they're bragging about. I want to go throw down the gauntlet in their backyard. I think that would be so cool as a way to, hey, some of the best players in the world could travel the world and play this game and throw down in different areas. I think that'd be so cool. So hopefully this travel voucher system is flexible like that, and hopefully we will see with more regional events coming next year for the 2025 season and no nationals, maybe we get more travel vouchers given out at regionals for the World Championship for 2025, which will probably be held in 2026, which is, I don't deal in any sort of planning like that, so I'll keep my mouth shut. But I think this is really cool. I really like the way this is going. And I'm excited for Nationals, guys. So I will hope to see you there if you're at the NA Nationals in January. And if you see me, come say hi. I'll probably be very shocked that you recognize me, but don't let that faze you. Until next time, guys, take care.